Today's topic, a most important one, how the government provokes victims of discrimination and whistleblowing into throwing away their claims. I will say this, this podcast I will probably get very animated because I see this so much, and after practicing in this field for nearly 20 years, I can just say that this is the method, the number one method the government uses to screw federal employees. Pay attention. I'm going to provide 3 situations and ask, what do each of these situations have in common? Number 1, an employee is promoted to a GS-14 assistant ombudsman position. And her job is supposed to be to resolve issues between employees and managers, to do mediations, offer advice, get resolution, things like that. She starts the job. The manager doesn't like her for whatever reason, likes somebody better, never assigns her the duties in the GS-14 assistant ombudsman PD. That's position description. Never gives her those duties. He gives her administrative duties. She's very frustrated. She complains about it. And not only that, it turns out she doesn't do a good job on this administrative crap. And now she has a pip for not doing a good job on this administrative crap. Situation number 2. A supervisor calls the federal employee after work on the employee's private cell phone and does it repeatedly. The employee gets upset at the supervisor, sends some rude emails, maybe uses a 4-letter word. In doing this, bam, she gets nailed with discipline, being disrespectful and rude to your supervisor. Number 3, federal employee sees some injustice, goes out of her chain of command to complain about it. Bam, Mr. Federal or Miss Federal employee, you get discipline. Why? You went out of your chain of command to complain, and all situations have to be handled up the chain of command, and you ignored the chain of command. Okay, now what do these 3 situations have in common? Well, the way these get prosecuted by the federal agency, the supervisor's conduct is always excused. Always excused. I mean, it's up there with managers who lie their butts off at these EEOC hearings and they're never brought up on perjury charges. The case could, from a federal agency management point of view, the case could be this even, okay? The supervisor goes to the federal employee's home, all right? Rings the doorbell. It's 11 o'clock at night. The federal employee doesn't answer because it's 11 o'clock at night. The supervisor goes to the back door, which is like on some patio with some like glass door entrance, takes a baseball bat, smashes the window door, I should say, walks up to the federal employee and says, "Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you." The federal employee gets angry. "What the hell are you doing in my house? Get the F out of here." And the employee is disciplined. The supervisor broke into my house and smashed my door with a baseball bat. Doesn't matter. We don't care what the supervisor did. The only thing that's relevant is what you did. And maybe that case is, not going to happen, but the other 3 I've listed do happen. They happen all the time. And this is where the fight has to be fought. Okay, if you have that reprimand for the disrespectful email and you're suing either a whistleblower or federal discrimination, and you're only raising the reprimand, 90% of the time you're going to lose because you're on the government's turf. The government gets to hearing and says, "Look, judge, she was rude. She told her supervisor, go to hell. She told her supervisor, go screw yourself. Okay? What would you do? Whatever the supervisor did is not on trial. That's the point. That's how they win so many of these cases. And before you even take the field because you didn't complain about the right thing, you're screwed. So what do you have to do? When you see that immediate thing that is wrong, for example, she called me on the cell phone. I was at home. She contacted me after hours. She expected me to be subservient to her at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, don't think that's crazy. I've had clients with situations like that. You've got to complain about that cell phone call. That is the case, because that has to go in front of the administrative judge or a jury. The actions of what these people did, whether it's that or it's somebody who didn't give you the grade 14 position duties and told you something like, well, we already have lots of good mediators here, so we're going to put you in an office and give you absolutely nothing to do. Or you know what? We're going to give you a PIP. You know why we're going to give you a performance improvement plan? Because I told you to spend, 1 million hours going to all these different trainings. Yeah, and you didn't. It's not in my PD. Going to 45 different trainings is not in my PWP. Doesn't matter. I told you to do it. You didn't listen to me. I'm the supervisor that's failing to follow a direct order, and you didn't follow the direct order. You lose. You have to challenge that right away. You have to say, this is my claim. You did not give me the GS-14 assistant ombudsman duties, and you gave it to somebody else. And I think that when you have this situation, do not be afraid to get legal help right away. Call our office. We can help you. Let's level the playing field right away.